Hello, everybody. The DUI guy and Chris are back. Once again, we are here to entertain, rip police officers apart, show you all how the law is meant to be handed down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DUI Guy Live. Today, we have some fascinating videos that I have never seen before, but you sent them in. So I imagine that they're juicy and spicy and interesting, and I can't wait to get right into it. With me today, Chris, say hello.
Hey guys, been about 3 weeks, I think, so appreciate you having me again. I'm looking forward to some crazy videos.
Yeah, Chris, it's been a short while. We both went on vacation. We both came back tan. I think Chris is a little tanner than I am, so I'm a little bit jealous.
Few
But
shades of red here.
We got some juicy content for you guys today. I mean, this cop actually said on video, she set me up by recording me. I just read one of the comments. Like, are you kidding me? I can't wait to get to that video. Actually, we're probably going to do that first just to get the show on the road. Usually I save those for last, but I want to start with that video because I think it's just so weird. I don't know. I can't wait to see it. So let's go ahead and put it full screen over here. So this is the video. It's titled "Traffic Stop Gets Weird." Officer fired. Always record police, and it's in the comments. The link is in the comments if anybody wants to go and check it out at a later time. But hello, let me just say hello to the chat. Hey, Christina, My Slice of Life, AP, Richard, Michael, Don, Pipe, Douglas, Lacey, Beer-Fed Dog, Zappy, James, aka Man, aka Wife. I love that name, aka Man, aka Wife. Are you like a stay-at-home mom or something, or stay-at-home? That's amazing. Or maybe it's a homosexual relationship. I have no idea. I love it. Aaron also, MM, Douglas, Frank, Caleb, Tabby, Ace. What's up? Let's roll.
What's up?
I work all day. I can do a gut massage. Do you guys give any law enforcement specials?
Sketchy ones. I think you could point them out.
Police officers need the sketchy ones too.
I felt that she basically set me up for when she started recording.
If I go to yours now, you're not gonna be one to massage me.
I mean, if you want a normal one.
I think you're pretty though, man.
Oh, thank you. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna just do stuff.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is to display that not all officers are out just to give you a traffic ticket or pull you over. Sometimes they have an even more sinister plan, and it seems that some of these officers are willing to use the badge to break the very laws that they enforce.
Thank you, News Now Ninja, for submitting this video.
And here we go.
Go out, check out his channel, subscribe to News Now Ninja.
All right, everybody, to give a little information on this video, it was October 7th, 2020, and a Florida Highway Patrol, Timmy Williams, stopped an Asian woman for speeding. During this traffic stop, Williams asked for a sketchy massage, if you know what I'm talking about. Luckily, this lady picked up her phone and audio recorded the situation because Williams had left his microphone in the vehicle. After turning in this video and following her complaint, Williams...
Okay, right out of the gate, the officer leaves his microphone in the vehicle.
What's wrong?
Do you believe that, Chris?
I mean, accidents do happen, but I mean, obviously we're here. We know a little bit of what happened, so could be intentional.
Could be intentional. Like my instinct is already telling me it's very possible that he did not leave his microphone in the vehicle, but later maybe manipulated the audio in some way, or maybe withheld it, or he knew it was going to be bad for him. There was a case in Kentucky, actually, not that long ago, just a few years ago. There's a very similar situation, traffic stop, secretly recording police. And the police, I mean, the report and what actually happened, the citizens recording, was literally a 180 of everything that the officer wrote. And the defense was brilliant. The defense kept the recording secret until the cop testified at a suppression hearing when they tried to like suppress all the evidence. So the cop took the stand, you know, that's when they swear in. I swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So like the defense played it so brilliantly. And then after they built the record and the cop was saying all these things, then the defense was like, Your Honor, would like to introduce this recording of officer whatever. And the prosecution naturally was like, no, we never received this. We don't know what this is. Like, where did you get it? We don't know. And the judge was like, no, let it in. I want to hear this. Like, the judge was curious. Like, I want to hear this. You know, when the judge is like, I want to hear it, you're not going to win as a prosecutor. You're a cook duck no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just a joke. They had real evidence. And it was, you could hear it was the officer and the defendant's client. Or I'm sorry, the defense attorney's client, the defendant. And the judge was from the bench. He was livid. He was like, I can't believe this. You did this in my courtroom, and like scolded the cop right there. And I think there was like 3 of them, but I don't know if all 3 of them testified. I just know this little piece. It was absolutely glorious. It's like, you know, a win for the defense, a well-deserved win. Let's see if this one is similar. Oh, and back there, by the way, in that scenario I just described, they did not have body cameras or audio cameras or audio, whatever. They had nothing. It was just a recording of.
You guys don't have everyone out there with body cams, do you?
No.
Does any of the agencies out there?
Kentucky State Police does not carry body cams or dash cams. Like it's literally basically one of their policies. We don't have enough money is what they're always hiding behind. But I heard on the grapevine that changes are coming. Like Kentucky State Police is supposed to start having some sort of cameras very soon, but I don't know if it's true or not.
Okay.
But I heard on the grapevine.
Was fired.
I pulled her over for going 45 in a 35 zone. Once I conducted the traffic stop, I approached her, identified myself, and explained the reason why I pulled her over. I asked her, is there a reason why she was speeding? And she informed me that she had just left an interview from a massage shoot. I did state that I work all day. I can do a good massage. Do you guys give any law enforcement specials? When I say specials, I was referring to discounts. I don't remember at what point in time I turned off my video.
Oh my God! Strike 2.
You can't. Yeah, you can't do that.
He forgets to turn on the microphone or to bring it with him. He mid-stop turns off his video now after a discussion of, do you all give law enforcement specials on massage? Oh, get out of here, man. I've heard all I needed to hear about what's going on here.
A car. And then that's when I went back to issue her information.
Okay. Have you ever met prior to that traffic stop?
No, sir.
Does anybody in the chat know who's the speaker? Who is the one asking questions? Is this is he being prosecuted? Is this an interview? Is this a defense attorney? Does anybody know? Please feel free to shout it out in the chat. I'm very curious. Who's the one giving the interview? Does anybody know?
Why would you initiate a conversation about wanting a massage from?
The only reason I initiated that, I did indeed engage in the conversation. The only thing my intentions were looking for is a discount.
Larry,
I said law enforcement specials, and I don't.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's an IA investigation.
Internal affairs?
Yes.
Very possible.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think you might be right. It sounds very formal and non-confrontational, more investigative.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I don't think that her audio captured that.
How did you know it was a massage therapist?
As I put her over, she stated that, and that's when I made the statement as in the beginning, which the audio did not capture. where I asked her, is there a reason why she's speeding? She gave me that information and said she's coming from a massage. I then said, oh, I can do a good massage. I work all the time. I work all something related to that. I work all the time. I can do a good massage. And I said, do you guys give law enforcement specials?
Do you think having a conversation about having her perform a massage on a later date would be appropriate behavior for a trooper to make during a traffic stop?
Well, I wasn't at that point. I was looking for a discount. I wasn't looking in that situation as a massage.
He sounds so confident, doesn't he? He's just I discount. Just discount. Yep. The more he talks, the more I believe him. Right?
Yep.
Not.
But to answer your question, I wasn't thinking about. I was only looking for a discount at that time.
And you didn't think that was inappropriate to talk about during a traffic stop?
I made sure not ask that during a traffic stop. I was trying to de-escalate the situation, make light of the situation. I made sure not have asked her that on the traffic stop.
You want to repeat yourself because there's a little confusion on what you're saying. And I asked you, do you think that's inappropriate to talk about massage, having a massage during
On
a
the traffic stop, no.
What are you de-escalating here, officer? Your own anxiety?
Yeah.
What the hell? What's there to de-escalate? Was the driver irate? And they're like, wait. No, I'm just... Listen, the reason I stopped you is I was just looking for a discount on a massage. It's a constitutional stop. I'm being sarcastic, of course.
No, sir.
Are you saying that it's inappropriate?
Yeah. Were you saying like inappropriate as far as a massage, asking for a massage?
Right.
On a traffic stop?
Yeah.
Yes, on a traffic stop.
Yeah. And when I'm asking you, don't you think that's inappropriate?
Yes, sir.
Okay. According to
It's also inappropriate to ask for gratuities and discounts as well.
Said that again, Chris?
It's also inappropriate to ask for gratuities and discounts and accept those kinds of things. Like if it's one thing that was kind of offered to you, you should still be like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
You don't go out and go somewhere and to say, hey, since I'm in this position in my life, what discount are you going to give me? It's like expecting that. I'm not a big fan of that.
And plus, a law enforcement agent, I can see how you can walk into like a Quickie Mart and be like, let me get a coffee and a donut, and then which costs like what, $1.50 these days, and the shop keep going, look, it's on the house today or whatever, just because I'm in a good mood.
But also walking up there, taking your coffee and donut up there and saying, what, are you going to give me a discount or
yeah, can I just take these? I'm a cop. Like I need these
here. And that's not owed to you.
It's completely out of line. I agree.
about asking her if she would perform other types of massages was sexual in nature and inappropriate. And that's what her complaint is about.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're going to listen to this audio and maybe you can actually dissect the information. And
so she filed a complaint against him saying, hey, your advances of, can I get a discount on a massage? Do you give discounts on massages for law enforcement? She interpreted them being sexual in nature, and that's why she filed the complaint, and that's why the eye investigation is happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it sounds like to me.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Let's start off with this.
Don't worry about it. You don't got him.
It's just taking a while.
Now, can you tell me, is that your voice on that recording?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that was during the traffic stop on October 7th and you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're going to listen further.
Here's your pretty license back.
Thanks.
Isn't that pretty?
And I'm going to ask you there, what do you mean by pretty license? What were you trying to explain to her about her?
Again, strike 3, 4, whatever we're at now.
I lost count, man. Hold on. I don't understand. I want to roll back just for a second.
We're going to listen further.
Here's your pretty license back.
Thanks.
Isn't that pretty?
Here's your pretty license back. Ain't that pretty? What? What?
Oh,
This dude
can't be helped.
No wonder he got fired.
And I'm going to ask you there, what do you mean by pretty license? What were you trying to explain to her about her license? Is there a reason why you were saying pretty license?
I was basically de-escalating the situation, and I just said, "Here's your pretty license back." And I said, "Isn't that pretty?"
Yeah, and what do you
As part as the, like I said, in the beginning, when I said law enforcement specials, where the video did not capture, I can't remember what she said, and I went
just
back
died.
to my car. And
I just freaking died.
You were
Because she was so irate. I mean, you could hear how absolutely maniacal she sounded on video. Thanks. So he had to de-escalate. She was about to like rip his balls off, obviously, because she was very upset and she got pulled over. She got so upset she didn't even show any of it.
It's bad.
Very bad. Yeah, David Perry, we absolutely concur with you. Your impression that this being an IA interview in internal affairs, yeah, that's what Chris suggested, and I agree.
trying to make light of the situation. Is that what you're trying to say? Or, because I didn't understand why you would say pretty license.
She does sound chipper, Tabby's
I think
dad.
we understand. It's very clear.
You didn't answer the question about pretty. Is there a reason why you would keep saying pretty license? What are you referring to when you say pretty license?
I was just giving a compliment saying, here's your pretty license, nice picture.
Oh, is that what you're saying? Nice
picture.
That's basically what I was saying. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I guess, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Perfect. So when can I come and get a massage?
You're talking about at the spa? Are you talking about at the spa?
Do I have to come to the spa?
And what do you mean by if you had to come to the spa?
Okay. There it is. There it is. Do I have to come to your establishment? Maybe we can do a little bit of this, a little bit of that somewhere else.
Another strike.
He's in the double digits now, Chris.
Is there a reason why you were asking that question?
Right. And I do get massages.
Okay.
And I'll only stop because COVID in that room where they have rooms, they have where masseurs are in training.
He's trying to save himself.
And it's like
It's a little late for that.
Community, big open area. And due to COVID, they have other rooms where it's private. And that's what I meant as private. When I said you have to come to the spa, which means that they have other areas where they can block it off, and it's a private massage.
we all know we're not buying it.
Right?
No one's buying that.
Could have given me no massage.
Are you trying to set me up?
No, actually I'm not.
More comfortable working at the spa.
No, I'm not. Well, no, I'm not trying to set you up. Actually, I mean,
So,
I know you get nervous, but I mean, no.
no, I'm good. I'm not one of those.
No?
I'm not one of those.
You're not well.
I don't know. Are you like insinuating you want something else? I don't do that. Sorry. I don't do that.
I'm not saying that you do that.
Okay, so what are you asking?
Huh?
What are you asking?
Which one do you work at?
Okay. All right. Pause. Time out. What the officer is doing smells very, very much like something called, I don't know if police officers have that in per se. I know you have like what's that same thing that the military has when you're not acting in congruence with your profession? Do you know the term I'm thinking of? It's called unbecoming a police officer, conduct unbecoming, right? Military has that same thing, like conduct unbecoming a soldier, conduct unbecoming a police officer. I mean, he's already there, like he's already there. But I'm also thinking of another, and I don't know if police officers have this specifically. It's called a breach of fiduciary duty. Now, I don't think that. Well, it's not even fiduciary duty. It's something.
We
I
have that in
forget the
real
term.
estate.
It's when you have like the officer is in a position of power. Okay, they come to an individual off the street who they don't know. They don't know them from Adam. They don't know the individual from Adam, and I call that cringe. Yeah, I 100% agree, Brian. 100% cringe. I'm just looking for the technical term for cringe, and it's I can't think of it right now, but it's basically like, imagine an attorney or a doctor trying to make moves on a patient or a client that comes into their office just to like say, hi, I am here to hire you or to represent me on a case, or hi, I am here to have you examine me as a patient. And you're like, wow, so you're actually quite pretty. Do you mind if I get your number? Well, and the individual on the other end, because they're in a, in a dire situation, they are at your mercy while they're in your office or in your clinic or whatever. Sometimes that extra added layer of power, and this is why these professions are forbidden from engaging in any type of contact of sexual nature or relationship nature, while the relationship is the attorney-client relationship, or the patient-doctor relationship, or the police officer-detainee relationship I imagine is being, it's ethics. It is ethics. Dereliction of duty. There's another one. Fraternization. There's professional misconduct. These are all. It's just not the term that I'm thinking of. I can't think of the term right now. But anyway, these are all correct. Every single one of these. Breach of ethics. You guys are all right. I just can't think of the actual term. But anyway, it's when you abuse the fact that you have this power, and now you're like, oh yeah, maybe I can swing a date, or whatever. That is despicable behavior. It's unethical. It's immoral. No question about it. And I think this officer he's all but already done it. Abuse of power. Yeah, that's another one. I can't think of it. Abuse of authority. That might be closer to it. I can't remember.
The information you were providing her, don't you think that was inappropriate for you to ask? And you never came out with an answer when she asked you about what kind of massage you were asking about? Is there a reason why you're talking to her about massages during a traffic stop?
Again, I was only at that point asking for a discount. The video, what she provided, it does not capture in the beginning.
Why would you be asking for a discount? Why not use the word discount? At no time during this recording, you never asked for a discount.
Yes, sir.
You never used that terminology.
Yes, sir. At that time of her recording, I felt that she basically set me up for when she started recording.
I feel that she set me. No, dude, you got caught, and you're upset that you got caught. That she recorded something you did not expect her to record. Are you kidding me? By the way, I was right. I was right. It's in the chat. Lawyers owe their client. This is directly from Google. Lawyers owe their client. This is specifically lawyers, a fiduciary duty when attorneys commence a sexual relationship with a client, they are more likely to place their personal interest in the sexual relationship above the client's interest in the case. Therefore, this breaches the attorney's sacred fiduciary duty to clients. And it goes even above and beyond that. It goes to that whole, the client is in a helpless position. They want to retain you for a service, and they think you're in the best position to help them. And now you're abusing this power to get in their pants. I mean, there's just there's nothing lower than that. That's when you lose your license. That's when you get the ultimate sanction by the bar, disbarment. Lawyers have been disbarred when they accept sexual services as payment for services when they accept sexual favors as payment for their legal services. There are actually cases on that. It's scary, but you can accept pretty much anything. As an attorney, I can accept flowers. You can pay me in poker chips. You can pay me in bags of sand if that's what I'm looking for or whatever. You can literally pay me with anything as long as I accept it as valid payment for services, even though the bags of sand may be worth $12 and I'm doing, $10,000 worth of representation. No one's going to count who did what for whom and how much is what is worth. As long as I say, yes, I agree, this is payment for services, and then you commence payment, and then I have to commence services. I can't just terminate the relationship because, well, I changed my mind or something like that. But sexual services is number one on the no-no list because those are forbidden, and for good reason. This is the whole breach of fiduciary duty to the client. Fiduciary simply means, for those of you who may not know, let me give you the definition. I mean, I know it, but I just want to get you the what's it called?
What's your client's interest first?
Involving trust. See, trust. Involving trust, especially with regard to the relationship between a trustee and a beneficiary. So a lot of times when people think of fiduciary duty, they think of someone like a trustee. Like, let's say you're a trust fund baby, right? And you have a trust fund with $2 million in it. There is an individual who's the trustee who's going to distribute that money to you at whatever points in time that is agreed upon in the trust, whoever set up the trust. So you're the they're the trustee, you're the beneficiary. So they owe you a fiduciary duty. They can't scoop up $100K, put it in their own pocket and say goodbye. They owe you a fiduciary duty. That's one example of a fiduciary duty owed by a trustee to a beneficiary. Well, in a lawyer-client case or in a cop detainee case, the officer owes a fiduciary duty to the individual that they stopped, that they won't abuse their power and try and get into their pants while they're conducting whatever traffic stop, whatever reason that they stopped the vehicle over.
Prior to that, I was only asking for a law enforcement special as far as a discount.
Okay, you never mentioned that anywhere in this audio
that
recording.
recording.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes, sir.
You never asked for a discount.
No, sir.
And never mentioned a law enforcement discount.
No, sir. Not in that recording.
And why would she want to set you up?
I'm saying I don't know why she would want to do that, but I'm saying what I felt, because in the beginning, that's what brought about this whole thing. I said law enforcement special. I was only seeking a discount.
But you never mentioned that during any of this recording.
Not part of her recording. Yes, sir.
The one over here is called Essentials.
I like that, Tabby's daddy.
Space fathers.
No. I do enjoy the other one.
And what do you mean that you enjoy the other type of massages?
They have a regular massage where it's a normal, and they also have the deep tissue where you can. Deep tissue is like what, $900. The other one is like $59, where you can basically, some of them, if you law enforcement.
Did you just say a massage is $900?
The deep tissue, and then after that they give you where you.
Whoa! Has this dude ever gotten a massage in his life? Okay, show of hands, chat. Who here has never paid more than like $150 for a massage? Show of hands. Who has never paid over 100? If you've gotten a massage before, show of hands, chat. Who has never paid more than $150 for a massage? Maybe like 175 if you get like a 90-minute one. Show of hands. Who's never paid more than $150, $175 for a massage? I think he accidentally just gave himself away. This is the ultimate deep tissue $900 happy ending massage. Maybe it must be what he was referring to.
Oh.
At the middle of like, as he's in the hot seat, in the middle of an internal affairs investigation, he accidentally blurted out exactly what he was looking for, man. He accidentally spoke the truth. He's trying to cover it up so hard, but he's under so much pressure. What's that, Chris?
I think you're right.
Oh man, I want to hear it again. There's no way.
Deep tissue is like what, $900. The other one is like $59, where you can.
Okay, so wait, and he even admits. So he does though. So like you have the regular massages that are like $59, but then you get the deep tissue. That's like $900. Like that's a 2,000% markup. What? Man, I'm in the wrong business. I need to go into massage therapy. Apparently, they make $900 on deep tissue. It's like $50 a minute.
Well, if you're law enforcement, you can get the regular or the deep tissue, and then after that, they give you after relaxation.
Why don't you mention that during this recording that you're asking for something like that? Because nowhere in this recording you're asking for a deep tissue or whatever you just explained. You never mentioned that.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why?
I don't have a.
You're explaining it to me now what it is, but you never
Richard's got
explained
it.
to her.
I think
during
Richard's
the
got
recording.
it.
That's probably where he.
Is there a reason?
Yeah.
Well, that's hers. I don't remember in the beginning where
Where there's no
before she started recording. I don't want to say that I did, because I don't want to lie. So I don't want to say that I did explain that or say exactly that to her. I can't recall if I said that.
Speaking from experience, Anthony, don't answer that question.
Oh, yeah, they probably do that like down there, don't they?
No?
Don't they do that like in South Tampa somewhere?
Where? I'm gonna go to South Tampa then.
What do you mean by going to South Tampa? And she's mentioning the other type of massage. You said you would go to the other massage place in South Tampa? What do you mean by that?
I didn't know what she was meaning when she said South Tampa, to be honest. What they do at that point, I was just entertaining her. And I just
Entertaining
and I
her.
just said
I want that one.
Yeah.
And when she explains that in South Tampa they do the other type of massages, and you said you want that one.
yes, sir.
What do you mean by that?
I was just entertaining her. I mean, she was saying South Tampa, what they're there, and I want that one.
Do you think that's appropriate to say during a traffic stop about massages? Let's be honest here. You think that's appropriate?
No, sir.
Yeah. So why would you say something like that to somebody you just stopped on a traffic stop?
When she made that statement, sir, to be honest, I was just entertaining her, which I should not have done. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Prolonging that
Unfortunately,
traffic stop.
it does not capture.
Sorry, Chris?
He's prolonging that traffic stop, holding her for a longer time than he's allowed to because he's not doing business.
Mm-hmm. Well, he
Violating
wants
her
to
right.
do. He wants to do another type of business, apparently. But you're absolutely right. He's Terry versus Ohio. Enough said. Got to be a reasonable time.
To the beginning, she got it. And at that point, I'm going to be honest, I was just entertaining what she was saying.
You keep saying in the beginning. What was it? What was said in the beginning that wasn't captured?
When I initiated the traffic stop, because the whole purpose what brought this up was law enforcement. When I said I can do a good massage, and I said I work all day, and I initiated when I said law enforcement specials.
You're saying that she initiated that she does massages and that you needed one? Is that what you're saying?
She said that she do as a massagist.
Okay.
And hear me, I've been working all day. I've been looking for one lately because I haven't been in a while. I said, you guys give law enforcement specials.
So that's the part you're saying that
Brought this whole thing up.
The sketchy ones, I think you could point them out.
Police officers need the sketchy ones too.
Okay. What do you mean by when she mentioned sketchy and you said that you needed these sketchy type of massages?
Right. Again.
Let's be honest here. What do you mean?
Yes, sir.
By that?
Yes, sir. I'm being honest.
Okay.
When she said that, she said sketchy. And the same thing as far as when she said South Tampa. I said, I'm going to South Tampa. She said sketchy. I said, okay, sketchy. She said sketchy. And I was just entertaining her at that point.
And you know what sketchy, what was she meaning by sketchy?
I did not know what she meant by sketchy. I did not even know what she meant when she said South Tampa.
Oh, whatever.
I'm being honest. I was actually entertaining her at that point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No, that's good. Okay. How long you been doing it though?
Almost 3 years.
3 years. See, but if I go to that, if I go to yours now, you're not gonna be one of those massage me.
I mean, if you want a normal one.
I think you're pretty though, man.
Oh, thank you. But doesn't mean I'm gonna just do stuff.
See, calling her pretty and all that, to me, that is straight up breach of fiduciary duty. You're a cop. Your job is not to comment on the sexual nature of the individual that you just pulled over for a traffic stop. That's just the bottom line. Even if we forget everything else for a minute, you can't do that. You have a job. You're doing a job. You're not, somebody said fraternizing. Fraternizing, I think, is more like individuals in the same workplace. You have to report to HR if you want to do a relationship or whatever, be in a relationship. This is above and beyond that. This is like two strangers, and he's like, whoa, lucky me. I stopped a pretty lady. Maybe I can get her number, get her to give me a massage. I mean, it's disgusting.
Don't worry about it.
Once again, you keep telling you told her twice that she's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason why you're telling her she's pretty? And we're talking about a professional law enforcement.
Oh, thank you,
traffic
Jack off,
stop.
Jack.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you persist on telling her she's pretty? Well, why are you doing that?
In the beginning, to answer your question, in the beginning, I just gave it back to her license. I was only talking about her picture on the license, giving a compliment. Here's your pretty license, but isn't that pretty? And then at that point, when I told her that, what did she say? She said something. I said about I want to come where you go, and I'm like, well, I think you're pretty, and basically, again.
For what purpose to tell her twice that she was pretty? I don't understand. Why would you do that?
The first time, it was her license. The second time, it was unprofessional. I was entertaining her based on the conversation that that she was already, that we had already gotten into, that I was just, entertaining her at that point. The first time I know why I said it, because I was giving her license back and I was like, oh, nice picture. Isn't that pretty? Second time, I just,
Were you trying to gain something from her by saying that she was pretty twice? Were you trying to obtain something from her? Get her to do something?
Actually not, or were not, sir.
Yes, he was.
But you do admit you said it.
I do admit that I did. Yes, sir.
Were you trying to compliment her?
I was giving her a compliment based on her picture the first time.
Right.
I was.
And the second time?
The second time, I was really just entertaining her at that point.
I have some before.
All right. Here you say that you've had.
Regular ones? You're talking about regulars?
I don't know if I should be saying that. I mean, I have both.
What do you mean by that? You're talking about having massages, and she's replying back to you. Are you talking about the regular one, or are you talking about maybe the sketchy ones? And in here you say you've had both. Why would you tell her that? Why would you explain to her that you had two types of
According to the video, he was fired,
sketchy
Boxy.
type of massages?
Right. I had normal massage. I go quite often until COVID came, and when she was basically saying that regular ones or sketchy ones or whatever, and here I am, felt for what she was saying at this point. I was just entertaining her at this point. And I'm just throwing out that, I had both, yeah. But, I mean, to be honest, I know that getting those other sketchy drugs, I stay away from. I know it's illegal. I don't do that.
But even though you did mention that you had it done before.
They had it done before. I never did. I only go to the ones hands and stone.
Okay. Would there be a reason why you did tell her that you've had both?
Again, no, sir. To be quite honest, I was just basically entertaining her.
Okay. Now, when she mentioned sketchy and you mentioned sketchy, are we talking about sexual in nature?
I wasn't talking about sexual in nature. She said sketchy, and I was just entertaining her at that point. Again, I never.
Are you a clown? Like, what the hell? You're entertaining her? Like, did you get like some balls and start juggling? Did you have like a fire show? Like, what is this entertaining her? I don't understand. I'm just letting her talk. I'm leading her on. I'm letting her set up her own trap. Oh, shoot. This is a trap for me. Like, what's his... I don't understand. I don't get this guy. Somebody said, like, he's not very bright. I agree. What's
yeah,
that, Chris?
and I'm with the whole, let's be honest here. Every time he says that, I'm like, you just going to continue to lie. Don't say that.
So now I'm being honest,
Right.
just for this one brief sentence, and then let me go back to lying. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, I agree. Yep, that's I agree, JG.
Mm-hmm.
Every time he says to be honest, it means he is not being honest up to that point.
It's a clue.
Yep.
Even anything even sexual related to her that I was looking for at that point. At that time, I'm sorry.
And you don't believe that you were saying it indirectly?
I wasn't saying it in the say it again, sir.
Indirectly, or you mentioned?
Oh, did I mean that I was saying it indirectly as far as I wanted sexual? No, sir. I knew what I was looking for in my heart at the beginning. Now, it was only cheaper price that I was looking for at that time in the beginning.
And once again, you never mentioned that during any of this recording. Am I correct?
Yes, in her part of her recording. Right. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. But that seems to be normal for some guys, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean,
Which one you done?
The normal ones?
Both?
Professional.
Professional?
Yes.
Once again, you ask her if she's done both. Would there be a reason why you're asking somebody about doing two types of massages? And according to her, she believes that it was sexual in nature.
Yes, sir.
According to her.
Yes, sir.
Why would you mention something like that to somebody on a traffic stop?
Well,
Or why are you even engaging in a conversation about that?
we was already in that part of the conversation as far as, about massages at that point. I wasn't actually engaging in anything sexual at that time. When
Let me know in the chat.
said sketchy in both, she said that she brought those up first. And at that time, I'm sitting here having a conversation with her, and I know what it looks like right there. But at that time, I'm just entertaining her and going along with her, and I'm just saying both. You do both, and basically replying back to what she's telling me.
I know you said, but professional.
Strictly.
Strictly professional.
Yes.
I'll just give you a hard time. No, I'll only go to the professional one.
Okay.
The only one I go to is the. Have you heard of the hand stone?
That one? There's one right there.
Wait, yeah.
I mean, I've been there for an interview, but I haven't got a massage from there.
Those ones I go to. But they trying to crack down
What do you mean?
on the other ones.
Oh, the sketchy ones? Good.
No,
I said good.
but they'll never crack down on those.
Why is that?
No,
Why?
because it's difficult. Hard.
Like, you need proof or what?
Huh?
They need proof or something? What do you mean?
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you go in there, you get a massage, and after that, how you gonna prove it?
You guys can't, like, record it or something?
Who can record it?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Well, can't they just say that they had it done? Or maybe they don't want to.
I wouldn't say anything.
You just heard a minute of recording. Am I correct by saying you're talking about something sexual in nature when it comes to massages? That conversation.
As far as that,
Yeah, that portion I just played right now.
is I'm talking about anything sexual at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
No, sir, I wasn't.
Is that it? Public Employee Relations Commission. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get Mike in here. Mike Jones. Mike Jones is going to join us. All right, while he's doing that, I just sent you the email with the link, Mike. Let's take a look at this. Final order by letter dated February 4th. Okay, here we go. So here's the hold on. Let me
Back
go
it up a second. There you go.
Yeah, here we go. By letter dated February 4th, 2021, the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles Agency dismissed Trooper Timmy Williams for allegedly engaging in conduct on there it is.
There it
See,
is.
remember that language? Conduct on becoming. There it is. Conduct on becoming a public employee. Williams timely appealed his dismissal to the commission. A hearing officer was appointed to resolve any disputed issues of fact and issue a recommended order. I mean, the guy had the balls to be like, no, 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 wrong decision, mulligan, try again, give me another chance. An evidentiary hearing was conducted on November 9th. The parties stipulated to cause and filed joint factual stipulations as to the conduct in the case. Thus, the severity of the discipline imposed. Oh, the severity. Okay, so the only thing he disputed was not, I did it, I didn't do it. The only thing he did dispute was
Being fired, probably.
yeah, I shouldn't have been fired for it. You should have just moved me to another department, like you do with priests. Why did I get canned? You should have let me stay. It's bullshit. Keep me on. I don't deserve this. Really? Mike Jones.
Hold on 1 second. I'm plugging this in.
Okay. I'll mute you for a sec. Let me know when just let me know in the chat or wave or something at the camera whenever you're ready. Yeah, what a shit show, man. Wow,
Oh, man.
I was not ready for that. Thank you to News Now. Who was it? News Now. Sorry, the News Now Ninja. News Now Ninja. Go and like and subscribe to his channel. News Now Ninja. There he is. News Now Ninja. Go to his channel, like and subscribe his videos. That is awesome. All right, he's ready. Here we go.
You ready?
Oh, you unmuted yourself. What's up, Mike?
Oh, hey there.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Love
So-
watching your show. Hold on. I'm trying to get this to connect in to my headset.
Oh, dude, you're totally
Hey,
fine.
Mike.
Do your thing. Thanks for joining. Mike has been an avid viewer of this channel for I don't know how many months, at least a couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
So this is awesome. We get to see his face, and we get to talk to him for the first time. I may start doing this more often. I don't know. I'm doing this for the first time. It just came to me because I'm like, this is such a messed up video. I want to hear the public. We're gonna make this like a radio show. Like, say hello to Michael Jones. Michael Jones comes to us from where are you from, Mike?
Dang, it came out of nowhere.
Where are you from, Mike?
Clinton, North Carolina.
Clinton, North Carolina. Mike comes to us from Clinton, North Carolina, and he is here to comment on the video that we just watched. Mike, would you care to tell the viewers what was your impression of this police officer's conduct, sir?
He just seemed like a bumbling fool to me. I mean, just from the way that he talked, you could tell that there didn't seem to be much intellect there at all.
I agree.
I mean, when every
I
other word's
agree.
a stutter, I mean, you can tell somebody's lying about something, and every other sentence was to tell you the truth or to be honest with you. You know, there's not much you really can say. I mean, to be speechless, really.
What was that whole thing about? I was just entertaining her at that point. I was just entertaining.
Beats me. And also, every other sentence he said he was de-escalating. Nothing was
De-escalating.
escalated in the first place. And
Exactly.
And I've heard that sentence so many times, almost to the point to where when you hear a cop say, he's reaching for my gun, you know, don't reach for my gun. You know, it's one of those type of things that you've heard so many times over and over.
Exactly. Completely agree, man.
And I'm not throwing any type of shade. I mean, I know former cop. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just
No.
I hear what you're saying. I mean, I've been in those situations where people do that. It is a scary thing, and it does happen. But again, you know, these feeds and Larry and what he's doing, and what I hope to do is, you know, help weed out some of these bad ones and talk about things and get the public involved. And what can we do to prevent these things and maybe have a better hiring process, or what can we do to stop individuals like this from acting these, you know, doing things like this, you know.
exactly.
The boxy punk chick is making a joke. She says his heart rate was escalated. That's what he was trying to de-escalate. I don't think you're wrong, Boxy. I think you're right on the money. All right, Mike, do you want to stay and with us as we do the next video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome. So I'm going to share screen. This one is called "Cop Arrested a Man for Not Walking on a Sidewalk," submitted by the Real News Network to the DUI Guy channel for our entertaining pleasure. Let's watch. Here's the link, by the way, in the chat, so you all can watch it
Hello,
later.
my name is Taya Graham, and welcome to the Police Accountability Report. And I always make clear, this show has a single purpose, holding the politically powerful institution of policing accountable. And to do so, we don't just focus on the bad behavior of individual cops. Instead, we examine the system that makes bad policing possible. And today, we will do so by showing this video of an arrest of an Indiana man in Terre Haute for not walking on the sidewalk on a road that, wait for it, doesn't actually have a sidewalk. But we will also be examining body camera footage we obtained from the department and the questions it
Talk about
raised
a
about
power
what
trip.
really motivated the officer to make such a needless arrest. But before I get started, I want you watching to know that if you have evidence of police misconduct, please email it to us privately at par@therealnews.com. And please like, share, and comment on our videos. You know I read your comments and appreciate them. And of course, you can always reach out to me directly at Tejas Baltimore on Facebook and Twitter. And of course, if you can, please hit the Patreon donate link pinned in the comments below, because we do
Don't
have
forget
some
to subscribe
extras
to the
there
Real
for
News
our
Network.
PAR family. All right, we've gotten all that out of the way. Now, one of the worst aspects of our American criminal justice system is how it seems to offer very little hope for redemption. That is, paying your debt to society rarely
Okay,
turns
less
into
talking,
freedom
more
from
cop
law
watching.
enforcement's badge-touting bill collectors, so to speak. The imperatives to keep bodies in jail and book arrest stats means that somebody has to end up in cuffs, which makes the previously incarcerated an easy and inviting target. And no arrest embodies the notion that there are no second acts in American law enforcement than the terrifying encounter Joseph Davis had with a Terre Haute, Indiana Police Department officer last year. Davis was walking after dropping his car off at a mechanic when an officer stopped his patrol car to interrogate him. As the encounter began, Davis turned on
Don't
his
tell
cell
us
phone and
about
started
it.
Right.
Show us.
As you can see from what he captured,
Skip.
cop literally begins giving him a hard time for not
See
walking
it for
on
ourselves.
a sidewalk that does not exist.
Wait. Pause.
She's laying the foundation for us. I don't like that.
Me neither. Brandon Christopher is saying this is a bad channel. Fakery. Does anybody concur? Is this should I go to the next video? Is this completely worthless?
Well, I've seen some of the things that they post before,
Yeah.
and it may not. I mean, I don't like the fact that she's laying the groundwork and telling you what to think beforehand. Just show us
Exactly.
and let the facts speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've seen some of the things that they do post, so I know that they do have some good content. But like I said, I haven't seen this one.
Okay, let's skip around. I'm getting tired of her voice. I'm sorry.
Because I recorded him.
Here we go.
Davis, this workout. I just told this officer my name, Joseph Davis. My name is Joseph Davis. And he's taking my phone, put my hands behind my back because I got him on camera. Because I recorded him.
Now, as you can see, the officer initiates an
It's gonna
arrest,
be
and
narrated the
Davis
whole
ends
time.
up in handcuffs in the back of the
So
patrol
annoying.
car. And as I explained already, the entire
All right, here we go.
Shoes I got on, right? I did not. Okay. If you would have just told me, bro, listen, I tried to tell you, bro. You didn't tell me. You listen. I got PTSD for messing with police officers, bro. I just told you I've been to the penitentiary 3 times, bro, over serious stuff. This walking in the street, bro. Yeah. I got red boots on. It's raining outside. It's dark as hell on that street, bro. It's dogs and all type of stuff on that street. Look at my boots, bro. I got red boots on, bro. I don't want to mess my boots up, stepping in dog stuff. If you would have told me your birthday, come on, man. That's all you had to do. Bro, that's petty, bro.
Oh, so he didn't. Okay. All right, here we go. He did not arrest the gentleman for walking not on the sidewalk or whatever. He arrested him for failure to identify, which is, again, also, he doesn't have to do that. You don't have to identify yourself unless you're like within, I don't know, a mile of a penitentiary and they have an escaped convict and they suspect you maybe match the description. That's one maybe example I could think of. Or if you're within 100 miles of a border with another country and you're walking, yeah, you have to identify yourself. Those are special rules, right? You just walking around them. This is not Nazi Germany, all right? You're not a Polish citizen in 1939, okay? You don't have to identify yourself to a police officer if you're just walking around.
Was he walking in the street?
Sounded like it. Yeah, he was walking on the street.
In the roadway though?
That's what I think. Yeah.
Okay. Because that might be under jaywalking, which then he would be committing a crime, which he would have to identify himself. Not into that yet. I don't know where they're at in this yet because it's been jumping around so much.
Mm-hmm. But isn't jaywalking when you cross? How can you jaywalk?
Even if you're just walking, you're kind of putting yourself
traffic?
in traffic. You could. I mean, it's late at night. You could be hit. I mean, there's other things to look at. I mean,
Well, safety's no. I agree with you. From a safety perspective, maybe the dumbest thing in the world. But if you got to get from point A to point B, and this is the only way, I didn't want to walk in dog doo doo. I walked on the concrete. Is it a crime? I don't know. I don't know what jurisdiction this is. Yeah. I don't know. Let's find out.
That's petty. I don't know who you are. You didn't even call over the thing to ask. You didn't even ask to call over the thing and ask who I was, bro. I asked you. You have to have a birthday to look somebody up. Huh? You have to have a birthday to look somebody up.
Yes. Thanks to a Public Information Act request we filed with the Terre Haute Police Department, we were able to obtain the body camera footage that revealed a rare moment of candor for this cop. Let's watch.
You couldn't find nothing else serious. This is a serious violation for you, huh?
No. I wasn't trying to arrest you.
You put people in jail for walking in the street.
He was walking in the street.
Contrary to form. Is this Indiana? Where is this? 1800 North 24th Street, Terre Haute. Just looking at the IC, see, contrary to the form of the IC code 9-12-21, like because we do some Indiana cases. It sounds like an Indiana.
Because look, if it's 2 or 3 in the morning, he's walking around middle of the street as a law enforcement officer. You do have that obligation to kind of, hey, what are you out here doing? Are you okay? How's the weather? You kind of take all these things and then he violated a crime. He did enough to get charged, which again, that discretion there on that one. But he should have ID'd himself as so. That's how kind of cops do work at night when, hey, here's somebody walking. Let's go talk to them. They are violating a crime. Let's investigate. They may be doing other crimes.
Maybe. Let me see here. Let me share another screen. I want to show you guys. Let's stop the screen share screen. Share screen. So this is the law. This is the law that the police officer is alleging this individual has violated, okay? So let's analyze. Wait, where'd Mike go? Where's Mike? Mike! Mike! No! Where did Mike go? It was right here a minute ago. Like, oh my. All right, back to the show. 9/21/1712. Sidewalk available. Prohibition on walking along or upon roadway. Section 12. If a sidewalk is provided and the sidewalk's use is practicable, a pedestrian may not walk along and upon an adjacent roadway.
Because look, it's at nighttime. Maybe an elderly driver, somebody who doesn't have good vision, or maybe an impaired driver, drunk, however, chances of getting hit would be a lot higher if you're standing in the street.
There he is. Welcome back, Mike.
Sorry, my device had lost internet for some reason.
No worries, man. We're just analyzing the law. So, okay. All right. So now 2 provisions must be met. A sidewalk, wherever you're walking, a sidewalk must be available. So if a sidewalk is unavailable, this law would not apply. That would be my argument as a lawyer, right?
Yep.
So sidewalk is available. So you can walk. There's no law against walking on the highway as long as you're not trying to cross it without a valid crossing, which would, as Chris said, very, very aptly, might I add, that would be jaywalking. And yes, it is an arrestable offense, even though the cop has full discretion on the street whether or not to arrest you. It's discretionary. They can arrest you. They can let you go. but they can cite you for it at the very least. But here, I think based on the conversation, the very brief conversation we heard between the cop and the individual that was arrested, it sounded very retaliatory because the individual would not give their birthday. That's what it smells like. But let's keep watching.
In my previous training and experience, that's typically maybe he had a warrant and he didn't feel like the contact was valid. He's going to fight that fight. And
that's a good point.
Usually a telltale. Hey, I'm not giving my birthday, but I'll give you my name. Or they mix their name around, or that's because he probably had something there. And that's another thing with good police work, which I know a lot of the comments they're going to hate me on this, but some of these petty stops lead into good cop work, which could be this guy could be wanted for murder for 4 years, and you just now contacted him with a valid PC, right? Contact him or however. But it may seem petty in that he got a ticket for it. That could have been maybe because he was throwing an attitude and the cop was like, well, here, I mean, a ticket for jaywalking or whatever charge that is, probably could do without it. Maybe earn some trust with the public. So you already said he hated cops for all his experience have been bad. Well, maybe he contacted this one, gave his name and everything's fine. Don't give him a ticket then, and make that experience a little bit better.
We don't know that yet, Boxy. We don't know. The narrator, that lady that was narrating, said there was no sidewalk, but we don't have any facts to that effect other than her word. And no offense to her, but I just don't trust her 100%. I want to see it for myself.
Yep.
No, it's for failure to identify. It's a separate IC code.
You did see how dark that street was, right? Because you flashed the light in my face, right? Okay. That's all I wanted to hear, bro.
And also, just to verify the street did not have a sidewalk, Mr. Davis returned to
Joseph Davis, and I'm going to show you the video. Okay, this is the walking on 8th Avenue. Now, I was walking this way, and I turned left, which is North 24th. As you can see, there is no sidewalks on either side of the street. And do you see how the sidewalk or how the curb goes out to where the cars park right here? This is the area where I was walking at. So it's raining, it's dark. I don't want to walk in the grass, so I'm walking the street. Plus the trees are hanging down. I'll be walking too close to the house.
This is not even a highway.
So
this is
I'm
like a
walking this way.
residential
I'm trying to
neighborhood.
walk fast so the video don't
Are
be
you
too long.
kidding me?
But
if
as
this
you
is
can see,
true, this is
no
bonkers.
sidewalk.
But there is much more to this story than just a simple bad arrest. And for more on that, we'll be
Facts are
talking to
there. I'm
Mr.
not going to
Davis
fight
later
that.
in the show.
Yeah, I don't. Did he say north and south, no sidewalks? Hey, if he's north and south walking, he had no reason to violate him for that or cite him for that.
But first, thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So first, why didn't the officer activate his body camera during the arrest, as is required in Indiana? What did the city say?
Well, I went through a lot of effort to get this body camera footage. And what's really interesting was that the body camera footage starts only once the officer has Mr. Davis in the car. And I said, what's going on here? And the excuse they gave me was that the body camera are automatically activated when a person goes on a call, but there was another call the officer was on. And I find this very, very, very suspicious because I don't know exactly why his body camera would have been activated throughout the entire encounter. So it's something that, I don't find it being a satisfying answer at all.
Now, prosecutors are still pressing ahead with the case. Who is justifying moving forward with this case, and what did they tell you?
The prosecutor's office has not been forthcoming, but what's really interesting about it is what Mr. Davis said during our interview, which is that there's $140 that they want him to pay. I think they just want to collect the fine is all I can tell, because it's not even on a docket I can find. The case is kind of a mysterious case that doesn't seem to have any sort of legal backing. So I'm going to keep calling the prosecutor's office and try to find out. But at this point, it seems like they just want to get their money, and Mr. Davis will be on his way, hopefully.
So, Stephen, I know we've talked about so-called bullshit crimes on a podcast, but can you explain the concept?
I feel like they're trying to be the Young Turks too much.
The idea was we're talking.
What's that, Mike?
I said it feels like they're trying to be. Have you ever seen the Young Turks?
I can't say I have. What are they? Who are they?
It's like a liberal news media outlet. But it just feels like the way. Yeah.
By trying to have like an investigative reporter and like they're the news kind of thing. Is that? Yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed that too, because obviously this guy is not an investigative reporter. He's just a guy with a very loose tie. That's all it is.
Exactly.
Standing on the street in front of. They probably were shooting. I mean, notice how far away from the courthouse he's standing. Normally, when there's an actual real newscast, they stand
would be right up
very
on it.
close. Exactly. This one is like, yeah, we don't want to get caught, so we're just gonna like go 100 yards. Or maybe they're not permitted within 500 yards of the courthouse because
Or there may be a playground nearby.
I wasn't gonna say that. You said it.
Talking about one of our favorite anthropologists, David Graeber, who wrote a book about 5 bullshit jobs. And the idea was that jobs are just made up to keep rich people richer that don't really accomplish anything or have no really productive outcome. And you think about it in the spectrum of policing, taking the time to arrest Mr. Davis, who's trying to get his life together, is completely destructive. And it's something that doesn't need to be done. And we see this over and over again, where these arrests happen that don't need to happen. Meanwhile, homicide cases in places like Baltimore are closed 20-30% of the time. Only 20% of burglaries are solved. So it's this constant excessive, sort of dependence upon arrests that have no productive outcome that we're talking about when we say bullshit crimes. And they need to be called what they are. They're bullshit.
And now, for more on the encounter and his arrest and what this says about the system itself, I'm joined by Mr. Joseph Davis. Mr. Davis, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So first, set the scene for us. What were you doing when the officer stopped his car and started talking to you?
Well, I was just walking up the street. I mean, there was no sidewalks. It was
That
all
I did.
grass.
I love that.
It was raining.
They brought him.
It
They
was
brought
8
the guy
o'clock
in.
at nighttime, and Terre Haute, they just don't have adequate light nor sidewalks, and I mean, I wasn't impeding traffic, I was walking towards traffic, and I was off to the side. The officer was on the complete other side of the road, and he went to get to the stop sign and passed the stop sign and then reversed back to confront me. He put the light in my face and he jumped out the car as well. Like it was a quick transaction. Like, okay, then let it be that. There's no reason for you to jump out the car and be aggressive. You know what I mean? And then not only that, it's just me and him out there. There was nobody else out there until I felt like my life was about to be in danger, really.
Oh man, I believe that.
Did you-
And here's the other thing. I don't want to talk about race, but we have to talk about race. Do you think that him being African American had anything to do with it?
Oh, most definitely. But did you hear the words that he used? He said it was a quick transaction. I mean, you have to put everything into context. Your words tell a lot about what's going on with everything. If you're saying there's a quick transaction, what was transacted? I mean, I know that obviously nothing with right there, but if that's your normal terminology, it could be known for other things. I'm just speaking the way I'm thinking.
Fair enough. That's why I brought you on, Mike. I wanted you to speak your mind.
Tell you the truth. I felt like my life was about to be in danger. So I got a little bit louder to let people know that I was outside. You know what I'm saying? And I only got loud when I was saying my name. That's the only time I got loud.
He doesn't want to be a statistic.
As soon as I got
he
the
was
phone
afraid of
out,
becoming a statistic.
That's
perhaps.
when he arrested me.
I believe it.
So what did he accuse you of initially?
Well, I mean, that's a thought in everybody's mind
You're
now.
supposed to be
You
walking
don't
on the
have to be any
sidewalk,
certain color to be a
sidewalks are
statistic.
available.
That's
I turned
true.
around and pointed behind me and in front of me and physically pointed towards there was no sidewalks. And I even explained to him the outfit that I had on a burgundy jogging outfit, and I had on some Red Bulls limited edition Timberland boots. And I was in my vehicle before this had even happened. I dropped my vehicle off to get fixed, and I walked to a friend's house. So I was walking back to my vehicle, and it was raining outside. So I don't want to walk in the mud. It's loose dogs out there and stuff like that. I don't want to step in anything. And I'm informing him that this is what I got on. This is the reason why I'm walking in the street.
So what happened when he put you in handcuffs? What did he say?
He was asking me to identify myself when he was putting me in the handcuffs. But it was like, it happened so fast. Like I said, I felt like my life was in danger. So when I took my phone out, immediately he jumped towards me. You know what I mean? And you can see, like, if you see my video, you'll see soon as I take my phone out, it's like a couple seconds and I'm screaming my name and he's grabbing me at the same time, putting me in handcuffs. And I'm pleading with him. I'm asking him like, bro, I done been to prison. Please don't violate my probation. I got 5 years probation. This is petty. You know what I mean? But he's saying that he doesn't care. This is what he's saying. I don't care.
That's powerful
Doesn't matter.
stuff,
You're going
Puff.
to jail.
That's a powerful
I
statement.
still really don't understand what the crime is here. What are the charges against you, and how long were you in jail?
It's still confusing to me because I still haven't had a chance to really sit down and talk to my lawyer about what the charge is. I believe that they charge me with failure to identify, not the walking on the sidewalk.
That was my impression too.
That's a ticket, So I guess they charge me with the failure to identify.
We looked at the actual language from the law, and it says that there must be a sidewalk available to make walking on the street a crime.
There it is.
What do you think was actually behind this arrest?
I really don't want to, say anything that might get me in trouble.
He wants to talk about race, but he doesn't want to talk about race.
I live here in Terre Haute. My children are here in Terre Haute, and I don't want them to retaliate against me. I really feel like they are at this point. When he pulled me over on that dark street by myself, and it was just me and him, and the way he flashed that light in my face, and the way he jumped out aggressively, I felt like he really wanted to try to get him one under his belt or something, like try to jump on me, beat me up or something like that.
That's actually
I don't know what it
scary.
was, but he
I'm
may
scared
have
for this
thought
guy.
that I was a drug dealer or something, that he was gonna get him an easy arrest or find something on me or a gun or something like that. Now, I feel like once I raised my voice and got people to come outside, because people started coming outside and they were asking what was going on, I feel like he kind of panicked. He kind of panicked because now you don't. What are you gonna do? What was your initial plan? Is throw that out.
So you've watched the body camera footage that we've obtained.
And I mean, and that's a legitimate thought. I mean, like where I stay, we're deep in the country. I mean, like my city has a total of maybe 1,000 people. I mean, you can look it up.
Oh, wow. That's small.
We're small. And so the law around here, I mean, like that, I seen the comment that says something about domestic terrorist group. I mean, the law is, judge, jury, and executioner around here. I mean, and that, like I said, we're so far out in the boonies that, I mean, really, nobody's really afraid of the community around here. It's the law you have to watch out for in my community.
That is scary stuff, man. Hey, Ms. D, that is really scary stuff.
You in the car.
Yeah, I guess he told him that, somebody had called in and made a complaint on him because they felt like he was harassing me because I was walking up the street, and they had heard me saying my name. And he told them, well, I don't know what the conversation really was, but I take from the conversation, the guy that was on the phone was talking him out of it, and he was like, well, state law says that you have to walk on sidewalks, so I'm taking him to jail.
So city officials say his camera was not activated
couple
during
different
the
things,
itself.
Larry,
Yes,
if I may.
Chris.
Just another perspective of this. This officer treated this contact as a stop. He used the state law or whatever it was for the contact. Now, I think if he would have used a consensual contact, hey, how you doing tonight? What's going on? If he chooses to talk to you, fine. That can lead to, hey, do you need a ride? Like, how far are you going? That just builds the community. That's happened to me several times. Hey, I'll just give you a ride. I'm headed that way anyway. Or do you want to ride? And they don't have to. I'm saying, hey, you're not going to be in cuffs. Do you want to go? You're building, a relationship with the community. Here, he took it as, I'm stopping you. We're already, they're just talking to somebody. We're a little bit up here now. And then again, a neighborhood, his environment, there's no lights. It's a dark neighborhood and, time of day, whatever. The guy got scared. Things escalated. So I think maybe if he would have just still contacted the guy, hey, are you okay? You good? Do you live around here? Do you want to ride? Like, what are you up to? If he's like, hey, screw you, man. Fine. you could either bring up, hey, well, you know, you need to be on a sidewalk, inform them. Okay, there's not any, it's raining, it's muddy. Okay, I understand that. Just don't get hit, watch for cars. You know, informing the law to people helps and goes a long way rather than just, I'm citing you, I'm detaining you, now all of a sudden you're in a car.
And I completely agree with that. And like I said, I know a few guys that have been, you know, that have stopped and actually gotten rides because, like I said, we're so far out. Like Uber doesn't run out here, Lyft, none of that stuff runs out here. So there is quite a few locals that have to walk into town because the closest town's like 20 minutes away. So, I mean, and I have seen, you know, some guys get picked up and taken, you know, by some law enforcement, but it's only because it's such a slow, a small, tight-knit community. But then, like I said, ones that rise up in power, you know, it's really hard to speak on some things that you know, go on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I echo both Mike and Chris, and I'd like to add that, you know, if the interaction would have started out as a pleasantry rather than a confrontation.
And it's hard to do in that setting. I get it. You got to get creative.
You got to get creative. Be like, excuse me, like I just saw you walking. Do you
I like your shoes, you know, whatever.
I like your shoes. Yeah,
you're a Nike fan.
Where are you walking to in those shoes in this rain? Do you want to?
And I can see it. And I can see.
I can relate.
And I can see it being hard. Sometimes it's hard to trust some authority figures that you know that when a big motivation is to bring in money to small towns, or not even small towns, but just, you know, that when they're working for the city or for the county, that's their job, is to bring in more money, issuing citations or arrest or however may that they do. But, you know, sometimes it's hard to trust somebody that you know that only has a negative look on you at times. But then again, like I said, I know that there have been, you know, other times where law enforcement have come to, you know, try to help out the community. Like when the hurricane hit a few years ago, you know, that was one time that a lot of people came together that normally wouldn't have. But like I said, it's each in like different situations that you got to build trust with on both sides.
Exactly. And Boxy brings out an interesting point that I want to address. Who investigates police corruption? You know, there's no accountability. They literally investigate each other, and it's too easy for corruption. And that's exactly the point that we're trying to make here is with the previous video, even with this video, I don't think this officer had received any sanctions from internal affairs. I don't even think there was an internal affairs investigation here. This case might still be in, I don't know, how old is this case? Premiered March 24th. So it might still be in litigation. You know, this was a week and a half ago. Who investigates police? They look, what is the running joke on YouTube? We investigated ourselves and we found we have done nothing wrong. Goodbye. You know, that's okay. How about an external agency review your conduct? Oh, no. We don't do that. Oh, okay. Well, how about we bring someone in from the outside? No. They're not allowed in. Oh, okay. Have a nice day. I mean, that's it.
Do you believe them, or do you think they're hiding something?
I think they're hiding something because when you watch the video, he puts his hand up there, but the camera's already on. So it's not like he pushed the button to turn it on. You know, it's already on when he first gets in the car. So I don't know if they hiding something to use at trial or something like that. I don't know. But all I do know is that
trial.
I want this to be
hope
over.
To dear God, this case is not going to trial.
I don't want to go through this. I don't want to sit in your courtroom for 4 hours for you to tell me that, you know, yeah, we're going to postpone it for 3 months off, you know, because the prosecutor's not ready. Okay, so now you got to come back 3 months off. Okay, now I'm sitting in your courtroom for 4 more hours for no reason. For you, you know what I'm saying? This could be settled. You know, it could be settled. Real easy. I'm not paying $140 though. That's not going to happen. I apologize for you guys having to pay for the video, and a guy out here who follows the police, he paid for the video too. So they got $300 off the video, and they want $150 from me. Where the money going to? Because it's not going towards putting no sidewalks. It's not going towards the re-education of how people deal with police officers when we get pulled over. We don't know to ask them, am I being detained? Because if it's that simple, that's easy. Am I being detained? Yes or no? If it's no, I'm gone. How am I going? They're gonna put this case off for a long time. And you know the crazy thing about it is, I have no problem with fighting this case to the death of
I didn't realize the
because you
videos
can't
costed
fight
that
these
much.
cases in jail. You can't defend yourself in jail. They give you limited access to the law. Out here, I can talk to all types of people and get all types of help and get all types of opinions and stuff like that. I'm not stopping. They shouldn't have did that to me. They shouldn't have did it to me. And not only that, I asked him, I begged him not to do it.
How has this affected your life?
Okay, so while he was talking, by the way, I was also trying to look up, you know, he's already talking about taking it to court, going to trial, spending 4 hours here and there. I looked up, so the violation for 2017 was the last time it was updated, I guess. Indiana Code, Title 9, Motor Vehicles, Article 21, Traffic Regulations, Chapter 17, Pedestrians, and then 9/21/17/12, Sidewalk Available, Prohibition on Walking Along or Upon Roadway. That's the violation, right? I just read the chapter, location, everything of this offense. In 9/21/17/24, it actually states what is the penalty for, well, what type of violation. I had to go in a couple places.
Should be
what
a
type
petty
of
offense.
violation? It is. What type of violation is it? It's a petty offense, and it's about to get even better. So it's section 24. A person who violates this chapter, so basically any provision, including 12, which is the sidewalk one, any person violates this chapter commits a Class C infraction. Okay, so in Indiana, the cases, it looks like, are divided up to between felonies. That's the highest, obviously. Then you have misdemeanors. That's the middle ground, and then you have infractions, and they each have, like, you have class E, D, C, B, and A felonies. You have class C, B, and A misdemeanors. And you also have class D, C, B, and A infractions. So Indiana really breaks it down to they're like 12 or 13 different ones.
Are infractions arrestable?
So everything is arrestable. Everything is arrestable. That's a great question, Mike. Everything is arrestable no matter what. Even the lowest of the low infractions, it's officer discretion on the street across the United States of America. It doesn't matter if you got pulled over for a seatbelt violation. If you are, let's say, mouthing off to the cop or whatever, cop is having a bad day, the officer has complete discretion what to do with you. Does he let you go or shoot?
That's kind of funny because I've seen where a guy had got arrested in my hometown not too long ago for failure to title vehicle.
Yeah, that can be an arrestable offense, even though it's just a traffic offense in probably all 50 states.
Yeah, that blew my mind to see that he was arrested for failure to title vehicle.
So here's the cherry on top, Mike. You ready for this? Class C infraction carries 0 jail time and up to $500 fine.
And I mean, and $500 may not sound like a lot to some people, but that could be the. I mean,
that's what I'm getting at. That is a lot of money for a sidewalk, because they have it's weird how it jumps. It goes from a class D infraction. Do you want to guess how much is a fine for a class D infraction? Just one tier below that.
150.
$25.
Holy. Well, what do they have? 10 times? I mean, that's a 10-fold jump rate.
Look at
or
this.
20-fold.
Look at this. This is crazy.
But see, that's something that we need to take up with legislation and the people that write the laws, and who would be in charge of that?
The legislature. The legislature dictates the laws. So you would have to write your write to your state senator. Can we please lower the Class C infraction fines? I disagree with your assessment of monies. Oh, oh my God! When I saw that, I was like, you got to be kidding me. You're gonna put this man through all of that just to get $500 from him? Again, it's up to, mind you. Remember the language? Up to. It's not like minimum. That's the maximum. So they could issue a $10 fine plus court costs. They can issue $100. They can do them, but they can't go above 500. It can be zero. I've had cases where the prosecutor just waived the fine. It's $0 fine plus court costs. So you paid the 134 court costs. Call it a day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd seen where a guy he got arrested for a lot of it had to do. I see because my grandfather ran a junkyard, so I know a lot about the auto, with cars on the road out here. But I know a guy that had got caught running basically fictitious tags, and he ran it out and had it continued for close to 2 years. And finally, the DA said, "Hey, we'll throw all this out if you just pay court costs."
It kind of changed my goals. Like while I was in prison, I got me a peace of mind. God set me down for a reason, to give me a little bit more patience because I was moving too fast. So I sat down and I said, okay, well, I'm gonna do the family thing. I'm gonna raise my kids. You know what I'm saying? Just live life. But after this situation, I was so angry. It's so much more that goes on to this. Like, I don't know if y'all can get the video footage from the county jail, but that scene right there, that just adds to it. It's a conglomerate of things that's the reason why it's bothering me, because I'm just gonna give you an overview of what happened in the county jail. So when I get in the county jail, they don't put me in handcuffs, because the police officers, they trying to be cool. They laughing at dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Why would you lock him up? So they bring another black guy in, and he's being belligerent. He's loud, That's typically how we are with police officers. You know what I'm saying? We feel like they are against us and they feel like we against them. So they bring him in. They got him in handcuffs. They got him up against the wall. And he's talking crazy to this young officer. The arresting officer leaves out. The young officer gets upset because he's turning his head while he's talking to him. He got him up against the wall, but he's turning his head while he's talking to him. So they jump on him. They slam him on the ground, like really bust him open. Now, mind you, I'm sitting there with no handcuffs on. And this is 3 or 4, it's 3 European youngsters jumping on this black man. And I'm sitting there like, okay, well, in my mind, I got 2 choices. I can either go home or I can help this man because they wrong. I'm study dealing with this inhumane stuff that they got going on. Nobody's policing Terre Haute police, but the Terre Haute police. That's it. I bet you didn't hear any. Well, you from a different place, but I bet nobody heard anything about the state police and the city police getting into a fisticuff fight, and nobody went to jail. Nobody went to jail. How? Y'all are human beings.
That have to be a tough position to be put in.
What's that?
I said that'd have to be a tough position to be put in. If he's talking about trying to help out a guy that's being beat up by 3 cops, basically, either way, that's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, because now he intervenes, he's going to get more stuff thrown at him. He can't intervene.
And if he doesn't,
he wants to, and if he doesn't, then yeah.
Yeah. And I don't mean to have to leave, but I've got some other things I've got to handle. But it was nice meeting you.
No, Mike,
Chris.
This was awesome. Thanks for joining us. Absolutely. It's been a pleasure.
You too. Maybe I'll get on some other time. Y'all have a good one.
Heck yeah, you too.
Like us, y'all eat just like us. Y'all get up and go to work. Y'all raise kids just like everything. Y'all should suffer the same laws as we suffer. There should be no difference.
Now, according to their millions in court settlements and how little was done to address it.
Is it just going to be her talking for the rest of it? Yeah. Okay. All right. We're done. We're done with this video. There's not much else here. Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. That is nuts. Anybody else want to come on? By the way, I know I didn't want to talk over the video. If anybody else wants to come on, let me know in the comments below, or excuse me, shoot me an email. Shoot me an email. I can add you on. We have time for one more guest. This is my email. So if you wanna shoot me an email and be on with us, we're gonna do one more video. Let me see. There's actually a really short one.
Yeah, let's do a short one because this coffee
ran out.
It's out.
I love that. Let's see. Is that actually they're both very short. This is shorter than the other. We have a 3-minute one and a 7-minute one. Which one do you want to do, Chris?
What are the titles?
The title is the 3-minute one is Sober Drivers Say They Were Wrongfully Arrested for Drunk Driving.
Okay.
And the 7-minute one is Broward Bond Court, the Button Man.
Sounds interesting, but I'd say go with the first one. Unless you want to take a vote from the chat, I don't care. Looks like you got a 7 in there. That's one vote.
That's one vote. That's okay. I don't want to keep you longer than I have to.
Okay.
Let's just get that.
We haven't talked about a DUI case in a while.
We really haven't. I was hoping that people submitted some DUIs, but I guess they didn't. This one is kind of like a news segment, so maybe that's why it's so short. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. Ross Hightower, former police officer and current criminal defense private investigator in Texas, would love to join. I love that, dude. Let's bring you on. Sending you an email right now. Here we go. Invite. Link. Boom. Sent. All right. Ross, the link is on the way. Be on the lookout. Bolo, be on the lookout. Share screen. Not video file. Share screen. Chrome tab. Here we go. Sober drivers say they were wrongfully arrested for drunk driving. So this is the video. It's by Inside Edition. Oh, wow. Inside Edition doing a special. Inside Edition doing a special on...
If she does a summary deal at the beginning, you should fast forward that. That way we don't get that in our heads before we watch it.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Well, she might still be... excuse me. She might still be talking. Okay. I don't know. It's like at the 12-second mark.
I'd like to see videos without, then, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you 100%. 100%. Here we go. What's up, Ross?
What is going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. Good to see everybody.
Good to see you, man. Say hi to the chat. Now you're part of the stream.
I know, it's crazy. I've been watching you guys for a while.
That's awesome. So, Ross, you're a former cop and a current criminal defense private investigator.
That is correct.
So you don't work for the state, you just work privately.
That's correct.
If a prosecutor were to hire you, would you take the job or just tell him to screw off?
Depends on the case.
Depends on the case. Fair enough. That's awesome, man. Welcome to the channel.
Thanks for having me.
Getting pulled over, put through a field sobriety test, and arrested for...
It didn't make any sense.
Here we go.
Except you were stone cold sober.
I was shocked. It didn't make any sense.
I was terrified.
That's what these drivers say happened to them. John Schoonmaker says he's as sober as any man can be. He doesn't touch a drop of alcohol.
I've never drank in my life. I don't use drugs.
Yet, here he is getting arrested for supposedly driving drunk in Florida.
There was absolutely no reason for this to happen to me.
Sure enough, a urine test later revealed what he knew to be a fact. He was stone cold sober. Schoonmaker is now suing the Brevard County Sheriff's Department, which denies he was wrongfully arrested. A similar thing happened to this man. One night, 50-year-old Harris Elias was driving in Loveland, Colorado, when he was pulled over for allegedly failing to signal. Suddenly, he found himself in a nightmare situation.
Obviously, I can smell an overwhelming odor of alcohol. Don't fall over there. Coming from your vehicle.
Elias was perplexed. Like John Schoonmaker in Florida, he says he hadn't touched a drop.
I've represented
So
people like that
imagine his
before,
shock
by the
when
way.
Police officer
I haven't had a
Yates
drop of
arrested
anything.
him.
I have one right now.
Back at the
that I
station,
can think
Harris
of.
took a
There's more.
breathalyzer.
Go ahead and blow as hard as you can and as long as you can.
It came back showing 0, meaning absolutely no evidence of alcoholic consumption. Case closed, right? Nope.
I understand that you blew triple zeros, so that leads me to believe that there's something else going on.
I was dealing with an officer who was
Now, don't get me wrong, by the way, right here, I just want to take a pause for a second. Sometimes people do operate a motor vehicle when there's no marijuana, so there's no smell, no alcohol, so there's no smell, but maybe they popped some pills, maybe some Xanax. You know, that's real stuff. It does
Very true.
absolutely happen. But if, you know, let's say they submit to a blood draw or refuse a blood draw, or even if they just look sober, you can't just immediately go like, oh yeah, it must be pills. You know, you're prejudging a case. You're assuming a fact that's not there, and it's terrible police work.
Well, one thing I would also say is that you have to make, at least in Texas, you have to make your determination of your arrest based off of whether you believe that alcohol is the primary intoxicant or whether drugs or polydrug use is going to be your primary intoxicant. So if
obviously this one's alcohol.
No, if you didn't rule that out before you made the arrest, and you assumed that it was alcohol, because he went straight to the breath test. He didn't go straight for blood or go for drugs. He had assumed it was alcohol. And so somewhere, if field sobriety testing was even done, you're not going to see HGN in a lot of drug cases unless it's depressant.
Correct. Very true. Thank you for that, Ross. Exactly. And that's exactly what I think we should hold police officers to, that standard, because in a lot of jurisdictions, you know, cops arrest first and then ask questions later. Yeah, I think you're under the influence of something. Let's go find out what it is. That's backwards. Actually, in my last jury trial that I had here in Jefferson County was exactly that. As the police officer was putting handcuffs. This is on YouTube, by the way, one of my latest videos. In my closing argument, I posted the closing argument, the cross-examination, and the jury selection. You won't obviously hear it in jury selection, but you hear it in the closing argument. You hear it in the cross-examination, I think. Maybe not. Maybe I saved that nugget for closing. I can't remember. But it will. I will also post the openings here very soon. But anyway, the police officer, after putting handcuffs on my client, said, we're going to I'm arresting you for suspicion of operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol. And a few seconds after that, he goes, so we're gonna take you in and figure that out if that's the case. He says that. It's on video, it's on YouTube. I posted it, you can watch it. It's nuts. It is nuts.
Last time I checked, there's no such thing as suspicion of driving under the influence or driving while intoxicated. You either have probable cause or you don't.
Yeah, pick one. Do you have probable cause to arrest, or you don't? You can't be like, okay, let me arrest you and then find out if I have probable cause at the station. And that's why we won that case. That's one of the reasons.
absolutely, in my mind, untrustworthy.
A blood test taken that night later confirmed what Harris knew to be the case: no booze in his system. In a lawsuit, Harris says the police officer in question has allegedly arrested at least 4 other motorists for DUIs who later proved to be sober.
And there appears to be zero consequence for destroying somebody's
Oh my God,
life,
Sarah
an innocent
Schilke.
citizen's life, with a bad arrest.
I know her. She's a
According
member
to
of the
court
National
papers,
College for DUI
Officer
Defense. Good
Gates
for her.
regularly brags that he
very
has one of
smart.
the highest DUI arrest rates in the state. Now, amid all the scrutiny, his police department has launched an internal investigation.
I'm Lisa Guerrero with Inside Edition.
We tried to speak to Officer Gates,
We'd just like to ask you about the DUIs.
but he didn't want to.
Okay, and that's not the way to approach a police officer for a statement. Come on. You call the department and then you get the no comment. You don't like, excuse me, sir, we're the paparazzi with Inside Edition. We want to talk to you. Come on, get out of here.
Right.
To talk. So we spoke to his boss.
Officer Gates
That's what you
makes
do.
DUI arrests in the performance of his duties. He's very dedicated to traffic safety, and we're extremely grateful for his service to our community when it comes to DUI enforcement.
Loveland Police Chief Robert Tyser.
Can you imagine how
response.
frustrating and humiliating that would be to be arrested for DUI when in fact you weren't drinking and blew a 0.0?
I believe that when this officer or any officer in this department makes an arrest, it's based on solid probable cause.
It has been the most embarrassing, stressful thing that I've ever experienced.
Charges against both the men we spoke with were dropped.
Okay. All right. I had enough of that. It was already over anyway. Wow. Good for you, Sarah. If you're watching, Sarah Schilke is a phenomenal DUI defense attorney in Texas. And I don't know if I've actually met her in person, but I know I'm like friends on Facebook with her, and I've seen her posts. She's a great defense attorney. Fantastic result. Feel bad for the clients. And, you know, sometimes I get it. Officers get it wrong and they suspect something. I get it. And then, but you can't play this game of let's roll the dice and see what happens.
I find it hard to believe. So if you have the first one where it comes back nothing, you're going to be super cautious about making sure that doesn't happen again, because that's a huge mark on your not only your integrity within the department, within the community, within law enforcement, within the court system. You're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. You learn from your mistakes, and we make mistakes. We make mistakes as human beings. Police officers make mistakes, but you're certainly not going to want to go and do it again and again to where you're going to end up on inside edition.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It blows my mind. But anyway, listen, Ross, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
Ross.
Wow. What a day, Chris.
Good
What a day.
videos, Larry.
Yeah, I think so too. I had fun. I really enjoyed myself, and I really I'm amazed and shocked, but nothing really shocks me anymore, I guess I should say. But when you see this type of conduct, the only thing that goes through my mind is, are we ever going to have full accountability for these police officers who just don't do their job right? And every time I keep coming back to the answer, probably not, and just hope for the best. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, Inside Edition is just the way they do it. It's chasing the guy in his, like, it looked like he was coming to they were camping, waiting for him at his residence. And he just stopped in his police cruiser, maybe to grab lunch or something. And they're like, "Excuse me, can you," like, come on.
Right.
That's just done for the show. But see, we know this kind of stuff. Chat knows this kind of stuff. You and I know this kind of stuff. Ross knows this kind of stuff. But when it comes to the general public, they're like, "Oh my God, this officer should have absolutely spoke."
Right. They don't want mistakes. They want it to be done right. As it should be.
Because they represent a department. They don't represent themselves as an individual. And whatever they speak for the department. They got to be careful when they make statements. They're trained on this. And I get it. People just want accountability. People want the truth. People want people to talk because people are people.
Right.
But anyway, I want to end on this. So this is probably the last time you're going to see this backdrop in my lives. That's it. We moved in. We got everything in order for the most part. I mean, obviously, there's still a ton of work to do in the new building. But my new office is going to be set up. Maybe initially we won't have, as it progresses in its aestheticism, I suppose, as I put up my diplomas and everything, and that that silver play button, silver play button is for sure going to go up on that wall. You can bet your butts on it. This is hopefully the last time we're back in person, folks. We're back in the building. Everybody is going to be. We're done working from home. I've been streaming from this place for the last 7 months. I did take a break. I took a break in October, November, December. I only streamed a couple of times, but we're we're gonna have our office backdrop back, and it's this gorgeous red brick from 1900s. I actually just found out from an employee of my former tenant's company in the building. She said that you know the happy birthday song, Chris.
Yeah.
The happy birthday to, right, that everybody knows and loves.
Right.
That's been translated to like 19 different languages. Well, apparently that song was written originally in my building.
Wow, that's very cool.
Isn't that crazy? I even I think I'm gonna find out which room it was written in too.
Maybe have something made up there.
Oh, for sure. I think it's like the
it's
coolest thing. I looked it up, and it's I think they're the Hill sisters. I can't remember. Let me take a look.
Yeah, you could frame something like that and put it on the wall.
Happy, because they are from Louisville. If you look it up, Addie Hill and her sister, Mildred Hill. And if you go on, it's on Wikipedia. The Happy Birthday to You song is the description is on Wikipedia, and it says Patty Hill was a kindergarten principal in Louisville, Kentucky. So that's already like, holy crap, they are from Louisville. I had no idea. And then when I found out, it was in our building, it's like, that's like the
Very
coolest
unique.
thing ever.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Chris, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks
Once
again, everybody.
It's been a while.
Thanks, Larry. Catch you another time.
I'll see you next time, Chris.
All right.
Bye. Yeah. Thanks for joining Ross. Thanks for joining Mike. Thanks for joining us, Chris, as always. That's pretty awesome. We had, I don't know, in the middle of the stream, I was like, I got the idea. I'm like, why the hell not? Why not? I'm taking a risk, sure, but these are people like whose names I recognize. Mike's been around for forever. And then Ross emailed me and he's like, I'm a former cop, current investigator. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. So Chris is a former cop because he doesn't work with the police department anymore. He's a real estate agent now, Jar Jar. So thank you all for joining me. Oh my God, this has been such a show. We had like 350 people at one point. That was incredible. That was awesome. So thank you for joining me, Tabby's Daddy, Not Yet Known, Trucker, Athena, Ms. D, Brandon, who is a conspiracy theorist, apparently. He's like, this is fake. Everything is fake. Life is fake. Video is fake. Everything is fake. I love you, man. Thank you for joining, Brandon. Jar Jar, thank you, Scott, Steve, Jetsman, Hanya, Jen G, Anthony, Sammy, Dr. Cece, Not Yet Known, Ross, Sammy, I think I said, who am I missing? Another Brian, Johnny, Shannon, Michael, of course, Mike Jones, Brian, Servant and Watcher, Don Sewell. Who am I missing? Who did I miss? Who am I missing? Terror Slayer. All right, you guys. Somebody asked me to blow a kiss. Kisses all around. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Every single one of you. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having some fun with me. Thank you for spending some time with me. You're awesome. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, which is like an hour and a half before you go to bed for most of us. So enjoy the rest of it. Have a good time. And I will see you in the next video.